Alrighty. This is what? Day 5? Yeah, day 5. Alright. I'm bringing this time some Woojin gameplay again. If you spawn Big Boat upstairs, I usually just wait up here for a bit because you can see survivors that are moving. Mostly, I would just teleport to shore instantly, but there is a chance survivors can get a weird spawn where there's not a cipher at Crab Shack. So if there's not a cipher at Crab Shack, I would wait a little bit because you can see you get tinnitus from here, so you can see who it is. And if you want to teleport there, you can. You choose not to. You don't have to. You can teleport to Crab Shack or maybe teleport to Big Rock Front Gate. It's a bit of a risk if you do those other ones, but if you want to play a safe bet, I would teleport to Shore, maybe Crab Shack. Main reason because it's a weak area. It's not always the best to kite, especially if like you maybe have a weak survivor. Priestess is not a weak survivor. It's just that Priestess was just kind of in a tough area because again, um, she got a shore spawn, so she really can't use her portals well. Is the best way to put it. Um, we should not take her up to Big Boat because Big Boat's kind of like not a bad cheer. It's easy to get a double hit usually the time if there's no Merc. Again, I banned Seer and Merc on this map because Merc is a survivor that gets free rescues against a Wu Chang. Even if the Merc is injured, he can still get a save. But if you're going like against again right here, a first officer or something, you can most likely get a double hit. So I bailed him just to hit him. And now, like, the mistake is that the first officer tried to body block. He shouldn't try to body block. Because if he's trying to body block on the first save, all that does is freebie presence, and I haven't even used trait. And I believe the trait that I brought on this one was teleport to pressure even more. So now, I'm full presence, double TP, Survivor's gonna get second time on chair, and first officer is down. So this is looking like a really good winning position for me, if not a really unfortunate draw. But again, I would just say a lot of people really ask what trait is the best to bring on him. Double TP and Blink are usually the go-to. I don't recommend running Peepers. Peepers is like a weird strategy. I don't even know the strategy behind Peepers really. Like I kind of understand the potential behind it, but like it's just like a weird one. I don't recommend it. But as you can see here, I see a mechanic going for save because she has wanted water. And so now I was trying to get a double hit like that, making it easier. And they could have got the rescue here. I don't know why they weren't rescuing. But now they just gave me a free down. If you're facing a Wu Chang, acknowledge this. If it's full fed, do not save instantly. If the Wu Chang teleports, I know you have a split second to save. Unless the Cypher is primed, do not save. I still wouldn't recommend that even if the Cypher was primed, that you still save if you can. But if you're absolutely sure that you're forced to in that moment because you know you're not going to make it or whatever, then go for it. But if you are facing a full-fed Wu Chang, please do not rescue when they switch to Blackguard on chair. All it does, it just gives them a secure double hit, if not a double down, and it farms the survivor right off the chair if it's no tide turner, and it could possibly even give you still a free hit because what he can do is just he hits the survivor on chair, and then what he does, he bells you, and then he hits you, and if he has blink, he'll just blink you. So it's not worth it. That's my own recommendation if you're playing survivor against a full fit, which do not save if Blackbird if it's on chair. Just don't do that. But so far, this is kind of self-explanatory Wu Chang gameplay right now. As you can see, all I'm really doing is just like doubling back. I'm like pressuring ciphers, trying to get free hits, and doing all that. And the reason why I can do that is because I have presence. My presence was really full early, so that way when I'm teleporting to ciphers and stuff like that, it's really easy to figure out who's where and what the plan is. So if I know like first officers are injured, I know the enchantress is gonna go for save. So the only body decoding on that woodland cipher is first officer, so I teleport there. Even if you use pocket watch, I can just soul siphon and figure out where he is and get a smack usually. And enchantress is just gonna pretty much be dead here, I'm pretty sure. But overall, this is kind of like again one of my Wu Chang gameplays. Not the best, but it was just a good one overall, I would say. But anyway, I'm moving on to the second gameplay. All right, this is a patient match that I was able to get, and this match was supposed to be a win, but it's a loss. And I don't care showing my losses. It's whatever. Because what I want to do in this match, to you all at least, is explain what went wrong, what happened, what was the mindset, what could have done it better. I just want to explain my game sense in a sense. So, right now, I am playing Patient, and when you're going against a Geisha, the best way to kite a Geisha, at least in my opinion, because I could be wrong, I guess, the best way to kite a Geisha is you want to obviously make it hard for her to butterfly. So if you're wondering what's the best thing to do, like tie kite or transition kite, Geisha can transition kite, which basically means she can catch up pretty quickly, right? So the best way to catch up, to kite a Geisha again is to break the line of sight so that way she cannot dash at you. I know she has butterflies, but as you can try to see that I try to do here is I was trying to vault over it so that way she doesn't get to throw a butterfly at me. But all I'm doing is making her waste her butterflies. I'm making her waste her butterflies in areas where even if she dashes, they still can't get hits. So what, in short terms, to simple it down, I guess, you want to loop a little bit. It's just a mixture of looping and mind gaming. When a Geisha puts a butterfly down and dashes to it, she cannot dash for another 7 seconds. So if she puts a butterfly down and dashes and fails or does get the dash, whatever, each or, like right there, I know she cannot dash for another 7 seconds, so I don't have to look at her. I don't have to. It's a free 7 seconds to either get to a pallet, a free 7 seconds to get to a window, a free 7 seconds to get to a good area where you can break that line of sight. As you can see, I use that 7 seconds to hook over a wall where it makes it hard for her to dash. And then you can see me holding my hook, aiming it. The reason why I'm aiming it is because with Postman's Dog, Cowboy's Lasso, Prospector's Magnet, Patient's Hook, you can basically turn your character backwards and still move in the direction you want to, and that will skill check Geisha. That it's like a moonwalk trick. Most hunters use it. Like Geisha can do it, so can Patient and a few other characters, and you can use that to skill check Geishas, making it harder for them to dash on you in case you don't have the Geisha prompt where you can look back, because sometimes looking back with the little button is unreliable, because what they'll do to avoid that is they'll look behind like walls or over the wall or around the corner, and so you don't get the little Geisha look prompt. And the way to counter that is that if you have a character again that any of the ones I've listed who can look back, it's a nice strategy to help basically how do I say, look back and counter the dash. But still, if you're not any of those characters, like let's say you're a doctor or a lawyer or someone who's not really good at kiting, or maybe a mech even, your best bet is just to loop, understand the cooldown of the Geisha, be very careful because some Geishas can have excitement, some Geishas can have blink, others have teleport. So you just need to be very, very careful. And please, if you are kiting against a Geisha, keep in mind some Geishas do bring abnormal to give them a better chance of winning. Geisha is just meta in a sense, at least right now. And there's a lot of weird traits a lot of people bring with her. So just keep it in mind. Right now, this is where it goes wrong. This looks good. The Cypher, I'm pretty sure, is primed. But this is where it goes wrong. OT here should have just saved me. When he saves me, he's gonna save me. But when he does save me, he should not body block for me. Do not body block for me. Because if he does that, they pop. That's a survivor instinct. That's a random thing. They're not randoms, of course. We're all in VC. But I didn't say pop. My teammates popped it because OT got hit. That's a bad thing. Because what that could have done is that if OT did not body block me, he could have, all 3 survivors could have been going to the gate, right? And I could have been kiting on my own. But since he body blocked for me, they popped instantly, and the Geisha knows he has no more shovels. So he's gonna pretty much die. Although he did have a shovel, he didn't use it, so it still killed his kite. So now I'm forced to kite when I really can't, because I don't have any items. So that's where it all went wrong. So in a sense, when it's the last Cypher, if it's a hunter like Geisha, if it's basically a hunter that can't double hit, like maybe like I guess like I would say Cavallo or something and stuff like that, I would understand why you would instantly pop it. But if not, don't pop it. It's not worth it. Unless the survivor on chair should be the one to call out whether you need to pop it or not. Unless it's a random and you're making the call for the random because maybe the random doesn't know what they're doing, I would understand. But in this scenario, we're all in BC, and they shouldn't have popped when OT got hit. They should have been my call. I should have told them when to pop. But because of that, it's pretty much still costing us a loss. It could have been a tie here, I'm pretty sure. But as you can see, they left the gate, and at that point, it's just kind of an unfortunate loss. But I will I will definitely try to like post more of maybe my losses. Hopefully, maybe where things would have went wrong. I'm just trying to give a better explanation of my game sense of why things can go wrong and how you're supposed to do it, because a lot of people always want to come to me for like maybe certain things, like for example cowboy or things like that, but I also want to share my game sense to explain it to some randoms, because we all complain about randoms, right? Well, keep it in mind. Sometimes it's not always about the randoms. Sometimes it's always about maybe what you could do better as a player, right? What you can bring to the table. You can have a really good kiter on your team, like the best kiters in your team, but if you have zero game sense, you could be the thrower. You could be the random. And I'm just trying to tell you like the best game sense I could offer to you, at least what can make sense to any tier. This could be helpful for a high tier, this could be helpful for a mid tier, low tier, whatever. It's just game sense that I bring to the table that maybe will make sense. And here's the example I was talking about. You see, Geisha can't dash, but as soon as she does dash, she's just gonna throw another butterfly just to scare you guys and hopefully, bait you guys to leave. But again, this was an unfortunate loss. It brought you guys some patient gameplay just to try to explain the game sense. Hopefully it was well. I believe I will explain now some of the comments. Max said, "You made me want to play IDV again. Your videos are very fun." I'm glad I made you feel that way. IDV is not the worst game in the world. I enjoy it even to this day after playing for 4 years. It can be frustrating. It makes me want to quit sometimes too. Don't worry. But I appreciate it. Walnut says, Prospector actually used flywheel to dodge the hit. Yeah, I didn't really notice that. It was hard for me to tell because I was just like, eh. But thanks. Sorry if I butchered this. Mo Ashi says, thanks to you, I know how to kite Feaster now. Feaster, sometimes a hit or miss for me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a god. Sometimes I expect Feaster to do something super basic, and then they just do something super random that throws me off completely. Francis says, that's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. And then last but not least, Ghost says to quack or not to quack. If the duck is cute or just quack, I would say it is okay to quack. I quack myself a lot too. And yeah, with that being said, I'm pretty sure that is all the gameplay and all the comments. So anything, let me know anything else what I should do, or what else you guys questions, or if not, I'll just continue just to post maybe mostly cowboy gameplay because I don't have much replays as of now. So yeah. But over and all, this is the GG's Games Tier 10th, and yeah, I'll hopefully see you maybe tomorrow. We'll see.